Well, as we talk about July 4th, not to say that Sean Diddy Combs won't have something to celebrate tomorrow, more than a lot of people, maybe even Diddy himself expected. But the fact remains he will spend the 4th of July in the same place he's been every day since he was arrested last September, in the notoriously awful MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. We're going to find out in October how long he'll have to serve for his twin convictions of transportation to engage in prostitution. That is, unless the sentencing hearing is expedited. And we're also going to find out where he's going to spend his time. But we don't have to wait for the nitty-gritty day in and day out details that likely await him wherever he goes. You know why? Because we got Larry Levine. He's here. Larry served 10 years in multiple federal institutions. He now runs Wall Street Prison Consultants, which he founded. Good to see you, Larry. Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, great to be back with you.
Wait, you know what? Let's scroll back up. I got your book I want to tell everybody. You got a new book.
Okay.
Prison Politics 101, Mastering the Art of Survival. We got everybody pick it up. Hope everybody can check it out. Okay.
You know what? I sent a copy of that into Diddy and Luigi, and they returned it, and they banned it in the federal prison system because they considered it a threat. They don't want people to know what's in there. Yeah.
Wow, I thought, it'd be good. You're giving advice about what it's like, which brings me to my question.
I sent it to Brian Kohlberger. They let it in there, but it is what it is.
Well, let's see if he signs it and returns it or keeps it. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If Diddy goes to prison, so if he's sentenced to prison, not time served, A, where do you think he's going to serve his time? Do you think it would not be in the MDC? Would it be somewhere else? And how does that compare to where he is now?
Okay, MDC, it's essentially like a jail, a federal jail.
Yeah.
Where you're inside all the time. You have housing units. There's a common area. There's cells around the wall. People are coming and going because people are getting charged. People are getting released. You're living in close quarters. You go to a real prison, you're going to be going outside. You may have a job. You're going to be doing things. This place here, it's really a lousy environment. But there's a big question as to where he's going to go. Some people think he's going to go to a minimum security facility, and other people say he's not eligible. And I agree because it's a sex crime.
Prosecutors, they said in their filing yesterday that it's a crime of violence. We'll see how it goes down when it goes to sentencing. But you
know what? Hold on. I know we don't have a lot of time. Here's something nobody's pointed out. That judge can hit him what's called relevant conduct, where they could actually sentence and enhance him for things that he either was acquitted of, found not guilty of, based on the conduct of what he did. So he may get more time.
Oh, the judge has a lot of discretion here. There's no minimum. Max is 10. There's been talk about would he even go past the guidelines because you're talking about multiple instances of transportation to engage in prostitution and two victims.
Relevant conduct allows the judge to do that.
Right.
The defense will say he abused his discretion, but he really didn't because the judge has all the discretion he wants.
That's 100%. That's why he's going to need as much information from a pre-investigation report. Let me ask you this. If he goes to prison, if he's sentenced to prison, he was acquitted of racketeering. He was acquitted of sex trafficking, but he was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution. Does he walk in a king or does he walk in a pariah? How do other inmates look at him if he was acquitted?
You know what? He was acquitted on some charges.
Yeah.
People win. On multiple counts, people sometimes get things dismissed all the time. Fact is, he's no better than anyone else. He's a convicted felon. But what he's going to face is all these people are going to be sucking up to him because of who he is and thinking that he could do something to further their career. You don't know how many people I met on the inside that all said they started Bad Boy Records, Death Row Records. Everybody started Death Row Records. He'll be treated like a king. He'll be treated like a celebrity. But I don't know if people are going to give him high fives for having sex crimes. I don't see that. It's not a popular crime.
Do you think that he needs security, and what would be the level of security for him? Is there any kind of protection?
I believe he'll be just fine when he's in there, and he'll have all the African-American gang members hanging out with him, and maybe he'll put money on their books. He's not going to have any problem at all. Nothing. He'll get along just fine. Even the staff will treat him differently. I'm not worried about him. Luigi's a different story.
Interesting. Tomorrow's the holiday, right? July 4th. Inmates, jail, prison, they get anything special on July 4th?
You know what? I was in 11 different federal facilities, and a lot of the ones, they actually did a cook-off where they had barbecues and hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs. Not at every facility, but at some of them. Well, right now, the BOP is out of money. Some of these facilities, they don't even have money for toilet paper. People are going to think I'm lying about this. Some federal facilities are actually tearing up bed sheets. And he's most likely, because the staff, they're going to have a day off tomorrow, probably today, maybe right now. There's people that are putting bag lunches together, maybe some cold cuts with an apple, fruit punch, and some cookies or something. But it's not going to be really a special day. MDC, MCC, all these detention centers, it's like Groundhog Day.
Well, we learned during the trial he likes applesauce in all different kinds of ways. Before I let you go,
and he'll trade for it. You know what? He'll trade for it. He'll trade something for more applesauce.
Larry, we got a minute left. I have to ask you this. I was curious, you know, obviously he wants to get out. Obviously he wants no prison time. He wants minimal prison time. What's the level of adjustment, though? If he's been locked up for 9 months and he's going to maybe spend, you know, he gets the best year or 2 years, does he say, I'm already used to it? Do you think he's already adjusted to this life?
Well, he's integrated being in a detention center, but when he hits a regular prison, he's going to have more freedom. So it's kind of going to be like decompression. He'll be able to adapt just fine. I don't think there'll be any issues. He'll meet more people. I mean, there's a good chance wherever he goes, he may already know people.
How come I didn't get a book? I want a book. Larry Levine, good seeing you. Have a great holiday. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.